Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Live Your Life Learning. My name is Mike Serson, learning to make your life better. Today we're going to be looking at, in this video, ways on finding federal government job positions. In this presentation, we're going to be looking at USAJOBS.gov, tell you about what USA Job YouTube channel, brief information about the federal resume, the federal application process. We will explore different hiring paths that are paths that can open more opportunities to you. Brief information on how jobs are organized, Google search for jobs, and then the legal stuff at the ending. So what is USAJOBS.gov? USAJOBS.gov is the main federal government job employment website used to help people find federal government job positions. Now let's go ahead and explore some of the different features of USAJOBS.gov. We are now looking at the USA Jobs website. There are many features here. One recommendation as you explore this site is to create an account. Create a login that will give you many options, including saving your resume and saving job searches. The login is free to do. Notice on the left side, we have a word search box called keywords. USAJOBS.gov does a word search for you to find job positions. The word search will match the words that you type in with the words found on the job announcements. The job announcements that will be shown will be the jobs that have a match. I do not know what parts of the job announcements a word search searches words in. I know it is more than the title part of the job announcement, and maybe the entire job announcement, but I am not sure. A word search may match words in some particular sections of a job announcement and not match words in other sections of the job announcement. I do not know of any features that would limit the words you type in to a specific part of the job announcement. For example, to have words you type in to only be searched in the title part of the job announcement. You do have options besides just typing in words in the word search box. You can get some idea of some of the options by looking at the help section. Let's just go ahead and scroll down to the bottom part of the screen, and we will come to the help section. Notice there will be a Help Center link. Go ahead and click on the Help Center link. Then you will come to the Help Center section. You will see that you can search by word search or browse a link to help you indicate what you would like to find. In this particular case, let's go ahead and type in the phrase, search for a job. Again, go ahead and type in the phrase, search for a job, and then click on search. This will open a variety of different links. The one that I would like to have you click is called How to Search by Keyword. You will then get a screen of different information of how to search by keyword. One choice that may be helpful for some people is the ability to search by phrases. For example, you may be interested in finding physical therapy job position. You can type physical therapy together in quotes, and then the word search would look for the phrase that had the two words together in quotes. In this case would be physical therapy. Now let's see an example of a word search. Let's go back to the original screen that we are looking at. Let's use the backspace key of the browser to go back to the original screen. Now that we are at the original screen, let's do an example of a word search. I'm going to type in the word training as a word to search by, and then click search. The word search is going to search job announcements that have the word training in it and pull up those job announcements. Now that we see the different job results that we have obtained, we've obtained too many job positions. Now let's see if we can reduce the number of job positions found. We can use filters. We are going to look at two filters, one for location and one for hiring path. In location, this is the box where you can use to type in a particular area that you would like to limit your job search. For example, if you like to limit your job search to Chicago, you could type Chicago in the location box and it would limit job positions in the Chicago area. You can search by city, county, state, zip code, or county in the location box. I make the assumption that there is nothing in the location box. That is, if you have not typed anything in the location box, it will search for job positions for the entire United States area. But just for this example, let's go ahead and type in United States and say that we're looking for job positions throughout the entire United States and go and click on search. Notice then what you will get is a filter listed as the United States, indicating to you that you're searching for job positions throughout the entire United States. Now that we're talking about locations, let me also talk to you about remote jobs. The federal government calls these remote job positions telework, or that is the one description I know how those job positions are called. To filter job positions by remote jobs, you can click on More Filters on the right side of the screen, and then click the option that says Offer Telework. Go ahead and click that option. You can see then the different job positions that are offered for telework, or the job positions that will give people the telework option. We can click on a particular job position and I can show you where the description of this is found. Get into the job description. You will see the job announcement will say telework eligible. Yes is determined by agency policy. It is my guess that each agency will determine the specific policies regarding how the remote job works. I do not know if it's remote completely. That is, you can do the entire job position remotely or remote some of the time and then have to come to the office some of the other times. My advice is to apply for the job position, and then when and if you make it to the interview stage, you can find out more about the job position and see if the remote features will work for you. This will work for you if the interview is being conducted locally or through a video conferencing connection or the telephone. If you have to travel to the interview location, then you may need to contact the agency to see what the remote policies happen to be, and then decide if it's worth the cost to travel for the interview. Now let's talk about hiring paths. Let's go and scroll up to the very top of the screen. Click on the back arrow space key to get out of the job announcement. And you will notice to the right part of the screen will be something known as hiring paths. The federal government has certain job positions reserved for people who have particular experiences. For example, if you are in school or have been in the military. The different hiring paths are on the right side of the screen. Everyone will qualify for the open to the public hiring path. You may find other hiring paths that you may be qualified for based upon your background. You will notice that each hiring path has a symbol. You can match the symbol from the hiring paths on the right side of the screen to the job announcements to determine what hiring paths are applied for that job vacancy. You will want to pay attention to the hiring paths for some job announcements may be limited to people who fit a particular background. In other words, if you qualify only for the open to the public hiring path and start applying for job positions that do not have the open to the public hiring path indicated, you will be applying for job positions that you will not be able to obtain. So a suggestion is to do a filter by hiring path by clicking on the categories that you are qualified for. So for example, let's say you are only qualified for the open to the public hiring path, you would click on that category. That way, your job announcement list will always show the particular hiring path category that you're qualified for. Now let's say you want to find out more information about the hiring paths. You want to find out more information about what each of these categories happen to be. What you can do is select the help link. There's a help link right here. If you click on the help link, you will get a screen that says how to filter results by hiring path. This will give you different descriptions of the different categories that you can select from. Click on the USA Jobs search box on the top of your browser right here to go back to the original screen. Now let's go and look at an actual job announcement. Let's go ahead and look at training technician. To get information about the job announcement, you can scroll down. We can scroll up. Or you can click one of the sections above. The different sections are overview, location, duties, requirements, required documents, benefits, and how to apply. You can click on one of the sections and you would go to that particular section. So for example, if I'm interested in benefits, I can just click the benefits link, will take me to the benefits section of the job announcement. Now we're going to look at some information that can be found on YouTube. For people who would like to receive information by video, YouTube has a YouTube channel called USA Jobs. Some videos of interest could be how to apply for federal job positions. That is from the USAJOBS.gov YouTube channel published on September 14, 2017. This video gives information on how to apply for federal jobs. If you'd like to see the text on this video, you can also click on the CC box in the corner to get closed captioning. Another video that you might find of interest from the USAJOBS.gov YouTube channel is one that's entitled Resume Writing. Again, that's from the USAJOBS.gov YouTube channel that was published on March the 12th, 2012. This video gives information on how to use resume writing to help succeed your chances of obtaining a federal government job position. If you'd like to see the text on the video, again, you can click the CC box in the corner to get closed captioning. Now some information on federal resumes. Federal resumes are different than a resume that you may use in the job search in the private sector. Federal resumes are going to have more detail, usually, than what you would find in a resume used in the private sector. Details of what might be found in a federal resume can be found on the USAJOBS.gov webpage that has the title, What Should I Include in My Federal Resume? Some of the information that you will want to have is that you will want to read the job announcement. You will want to know what exactly the job announcement will require for you to apply for that job position. Some of the other information that you want to have in your resume is you want to include in your resume the start and end date, including the month and year of your different work experiences, the number of hours that you work per week for your different work experiences, the level and the amount of experience. For example, whether you served as a project manager or as a team member helps to illustrate your level of experience. And then finally, examples of relevant experience and accomplishments that prove you can perform the task at the level required at the job as stated in the job announcement. Your experiences need to be addressed every required qualification. This is an example of how you can organize that information. Go ahead and include volunteer work and roles that you may have in community organizations. And then finally, you might want to include information of how you can record your accomplishments in results. That is, what were the results of your accomplishments? And if you can use numbers to back up what the results of your accomplishments happen to be. This gives you evidence or shows you that you can communicate to a potential federal agency what you're able to contribute. And there's some examples down here. Now we're going to learn about the federal application process. The first thing you're going to do is create a USA Jobs profile. You're going to search for different job positions. Third, you will review the job announcements. Fourth, you will prepare your application in USA Jobs and then submit your application to the federal agency that you're interested in working for. Then the agency will hopefully, look at the different applications, will select you for the interview. They will look at different candidates and then offer you a job offer. Now we're going to explore something called hiring, or what is called Explore Hiring Paths. And what this is there are different options, different ways that you can increase the number of federal government job positions that you can be qualified for based upon your background. There is the open to general public. Everyone will be qualified for that. But these different other options that you see here are additional options that you might be able to obtain based upon your background. So for example, if you're a veteran, you just click on the veteran link right here, and you will get more information of how being a veteran can help you obtain a federal job position. Let's go and click on the back arrow key here, and then scroll down. Or for example, you might be, let's say, a student and recent graduates. If you click on the box here of student recent graduates, you'll get some information of how there are programs to help students and recent graduates to have obtained federal job positions. So this is something which to look at to see if you might have a background in these different areas that might help increase the odds of finding a federal government job position. Now I'd like to look at how federal government job positions are organized. We're going to actually look at a resource called the Handbook of Occupational Groups and Families. My knowledge on this is partial, but I'd like to give you the bits and pieces of information that I have. We're going to look at a federal government agency called the U.S. Office of Personnel Management. What the actual specific title of the webpage we're going to look at is something called Policy, Data, Oversight, Classifications, and Qualifications. What we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to this resource called Handbook of Occupational Groups and Families. What we're going to do is click on it, and what you're going to find is a dense publication of about 204 pages. But what I want to focus on is something called Part 1, which will give emphasis to the white-collar occupations that are found in the federal government system. You will notice it would go from different series, from 0000, which is the miscellaneous occupational group, to 2200, which is the information technology group. In these different series of groups, you will be able to find some federal job titles and a description of what those federal job titles are, giving you some guidance of how to search the USA Job webpage for different job positions. For this example, let's just pretend we're interested in being a trainer. So I'm going to go to section 1700 to the educational group. So what I can do is just click on it, and that's going to take me to this section of the document. And notice that there are different links to different subsections. Not all subsections will have a link. For example, if I go on to section 1725, Public Health Education Series does not have a link. But let's pretend that we are interested in being a trainer. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the link that says Training Instructional Series. And that's going to take us to another different document. We're literally going to come up to something called Position Classification Flysheet for Training Instructional Series GS1712. There will be different information about the occupations in this particular section. But what you can look at is something called titles. So you can either scroll down to page 5, or you can just click the word titles. And what you can do is scroll down, and what you will find is different federal job titles and the description of what that federal job title happens to be. Again, these are titles that you can use to search the USA Job database to find specific job positions. Let's use the example of let's use the example of training instructor. What you can do is go ahead and click on it and copy it. I used a menu option there, or you could just type in training instructor. Go to USA Jobs, and in my case I'm going to paste it. or you could actually type out the phrase in training instructor. And what you want to do is put it in quotes. So literally what you're going to have is training instructor, or I'm sorry, let me try that again. What you're literally going to have is quote training instructor, then close quote. With the phrase in quotes, we'll have the system translate it to be an entire phrase. So what we can then do is just click on search, and what we'll find is that phrase training instructor will be found in the different job positions that you happen to find. A lot of times when you put a phrase in quotes, it will be the part of the job section that's the title that will pull up. But just be aware that sometimes the phrase that you have that you're searching for will not necessarily be in the job title. So if you have a job title that doesn't match the phrase that you typed in, it will still be in that job description, but will be somewhere else. And that is some information of how federal job positions are organized. You can use Google to search for jobs as another resource to use. You can type in the profession that you're interested in. For example, let's say paralegal. And then you can type in a phrase like federal government jobs. So you can type in the phrase federal government jobs. And then hit enter. This can give you then two different bits of information. You can get information on some actual job positions that may be of interest, and then you might get some resources from your search that also may be of interest for you. This then completes the online course. I hope you have enjoyed the presentation. If you think anyone else may find this course helpful, please have them sign up and take the course as well. Thank you again for taking this course. Now for the legal stuff, and thank you for watching.